Okay, does anybody know what you're doing?
All right, what you say?
In the southern part of our state, so many people want to come here, and we don't blame them because it is a great place to live. So right now I'm going to turn the microphone over to Representative, soon-to-be Senator Daryl Addis, with your help. Everyone. Here it is, New Hampshire. It's got to be 70 degrees outside. It's New England. All you have to do is look outside and something's going on that you never thought would happen. At least it's not snowing. That's a plus. So what I'd like to do right now is introduce someone who has been instrumental in our Republican wins over the past few election cycles. He is someone I'm sure most of you know. He works hard every single day for Republicans in this state to get Republicans elected. And that is our state party chair, Steve Stepanek.
Thank you so much, Senator. What are we all going to do on Tuesday? And what are we going to do? What did Papa Sununu say? Talk, talk, talk. Talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, talk to your co-workers, and talk to your family. Everybody in this room should get at least 10 to 20 people out to the polls on Tuesday. Everybody talks about a red wave. The only red wave that will occur is the red wave that we make. And we make that red wave by getting everybody out to vote. Now, everybody has said this is the most important election of our lifetime. And I say no. 2020 was the most important election of our lifetime, and we lost. And we're paying, as a country, the price. The Democrats are destroying our country, completely destroying it. Out of control price increases, gas, food, interest rates are going through the roof. And on top of that, our Democratic delegation has voted against the New Hampshire primary, which we will lose on the New Hampshire side, on the Democratic side. We will lose that. They're going to announce it instead of 2 months ago. They'll announce it a week after the election. But they're taking it away. Republicans understand the value of the New Hampshire primary, and they have stood behind New Hampshire. We have got to get out. In 2022, it is the second most important election of our lifetime, because we will be able to flip the House, flip the Senate, and send Republicans to Washington from New Hampshire, who will turn the tide and stop the destruction of this country. And then in 2024, we will put a Republican in the corner office. And then we will then make America great. Everybody has got to get out and hit the phones, hit the doors, and get people out to vote Tuesday. That's what we have to do. That's our sole purpose. We've been working tirelessly for 2 years to build the ground game. Now, the rubber hits the road. This is where every one of you matter. This is where every one of you have to get out. And not only vote, but get out and get everybody you know to vote. And people that you don't even like, get them to come out and vote. Because it's that important. And we've got to make sure that when you start at the top of the ticket, you start with Governor Sununu, Don Bolduc, Carolyn Levitt, Bob Burns, and you go all the way down through all the state rep races, through all the state senate races, through all the county races. And we're going to make, other than Jean Shaheen, who isn't on the ballot, this will be a red state come Wednesday morning.
Esteemed guest this evening. And there's a couple of things that I think you don't really know about Ambassador Haley. Well, she was elected the 116th governor of South Carolina. Her election marked a number of firsts in the United States and South Carolina history, including the first minority woman elected governor in America, the first woman governor in South Carolina history. When she was elected in 2010, she was the youngest serving governor in the country. In 2013, her husband, Captain Michael Haley, was deployed to Afghanistan, making her the first governor in U.S. history to have a spouse deployed into combat. And one lesser known first, and this is according to my daughter, who is an Army captain in the reserves, and she is a Clemson grad, class of 2012, Ambassador Haley's alma mater. She is the first woman governor to have her alma mater to win, 2 national football championships during her tenure. During Governor Haley's tenure, South Carolina was a national leader in economic development, and under her leadership, South Carolina was designated Beast of the Southeast. When the state's unemployment rate hit a 15-year low, it saw over $20 billion in new capital investment. In 2014, the people of South Carolina decisively elected Governor Haley to a second term, and 2 years later, Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world. In 2016, President Donald Trump nominated her as the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, where she was confirmed by a 96-4 vote by the U.S. Senate, making her the first person of Indian American ancestry to serve as a member of the President's Council and on the National Security Council. As ambassador, she ensured the American people saw value for their investment, defended U.S. interests, kept our country safe, and championed human rights. For her work at the UN, Forbes named her one of the world's 100 most powerful women. In 2019, Governor Haley created a new policy group called Stand for America, a group that promotes public policies aimed at strengthening the economy, culture, and national security issues. Today, she continues to fight for policies and candidates that ensure America's freedom at home and strength abroad. Excuse me. Just so everyone knows, Ambassador Haley has spent a lot of time in New Hampshire over the past few years, working hard to get Republicans elected up and down our ballot. And I'd like to thank her for doing that. She has really made a difference here in New Hampshire. So everyone, please join me in welcoming former South Carolina Governor and Ambassador Nikki Haley.
Crop tape.